Hi, welcome to Shelley Studio. Today's video is for the Gina B. Ahrens design team for 2019, and the prompt for January is journal it. So my first thought was to just make an art journal page, and then we were talking and they were all like, well, and I haven't seen the other videos yet, but they were all talking about creating a journal. So I took, those were pages from Gina's Etsy store. Her originals are in color. I accidentally printed them in black and white, but they're kind of fun in black and white, and I can always add color later. So I decided to make 4 signatures, and we're gonna create a journal with this. Now, I'm gonna show you the process, sort of. But if you really want to know how to create a journal signature, I'm sure there's lots better videos. I know there's lots better videos out there on YouTube. I have a really hard time getting the needle through after I've poked the holes. So right here, I am just taking a sheet of paper the size of my signature, and then I fold it evenly. And I thought I'd put lines with pencils to make it a little easier to see where those folds are. So that just makes it so that I poke the holes evenly distributed on my journal. And it doesn't have to be that precise. In fact, this is how I learned from a video I watched. And I would probably just be better off sticking the sewing needle with the thread through the signature instead of trying to find the hole. So I clipped this signature to try and keep it from getting messed up. And yes, I'm using dental floss as my thread because they talk about doing waxed threads, and what's better? I've got some dental floss. So yeah, I'm just gonna, this is just kind of like a pamphlet stitch, I think. I'm lining up. See, this is my struggle. So you can skip past my struggle. I only show you one signature. I won't make you watch all of them. But then I just go in and out, down to one side, all the way to the other side, and then I'll tie it at the end. You can see I have a really hard time threading that needle through the holes. So, in case you are new to my channel, I am on Gina Ahrens design team. I was on it last year, and I'm on it again this year. We use her products and promote her products, and you'll see links in my description box below. One will be to her blog page, so that you can see links to the other YouTube artists that are on her design team this year. We're all doing them on different days this year, so we are going to link to the blog, and so you can go there and find all the other artists and what's new in the art videos. And of course there'll be a link also to her Etsy store and her link tree, which has all of her links. Okay, so that was a pair of jeans that I thought would work. I had used it to test some stenciling that I'd made, and I thought that would work as the cover. And I was trying to do this all without sewing because my sewing machine is in storage. And yeah, anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so the design team videos will be on the link in the description box below. It will actually be a link to Gina's blog, and then there will also be a link to her Etsy store and her link tree, which has all of her social media. That's what I'm trying to say. Also, if you use my coupon code in the description box, it is Margel15. If you use that on her Etsy store, you will get 15% off of her products, which is awesome. She has, she's bringing out new stuff all the time, and she just recently released some new stamps. I'm hoping to get some of those. They look like a lot of fun. Anyway, so here I'm trying to reinforce the spine, because at this point I'm thinking I'm going to use an elastic to hold my signatures in. Sorry about the dogs. Anyways, I'm thinking I'm going to use elastic to hold the signatures in, and so I want to make it stiff and not floppy. I'll be right back. So hopefully the dogs are quiet for a minute. They only get like that when a stranger comes to the door, so there must have been a visitor. I'm not the only one that lives here. I didn't hear a doorbell, so I'm not answering it. But they're quiet now, so that's good. So, like I said, I was reinforcing the spine, thinking that that was the way I was going to go. And then I try all kinds of things and don't really like what I do. So if I had like one of those big hole punch things and a grommet, that would be the best idea, is to put some holes in the jeans and do it that way. But my plan was to wrap it around there. And I thought I had this the right length, and it's not. Yeah. Plus, and I put it around, it just kind of looked really floppy and sloppy. And it's jeans, so yeah, it would be. I don't know if you can tell there, I did pull out the sewing machine. It's been in storage. My sister doesn't believe me, but I think since 2011. She thinks we've used it since then. Anyway, it was stored with the presser foot up. Is that bad? Because I can't get it to go down. So that was all free sewn, you know, trying to keep straight line, keep pace, whatever, zigzag. So it's kind of crazy zigzag. Anyway, it's a nice sewing machine, so I may have to go have it cleaned and fixed when I can afford it. Okay, so see, I don't like the way that looked. So now I just pulled apart part of the spine, and I was thinking I could tuck it underneath and then glue it back down and use that to hold it. But then I've got things on one side and then stuff on the other side, and so then I decide to sew it. So I didn't think the glue would hold since I already peeled it apart. So, yeah, soon you'll see. I decided to sew it and glue it, and I have some really old glossy accents. I actually had to cut the top off to use it. So I get this on sewn. You don't see that part, I don't think. And then I just fill that strip, underneath that strip, with glossy accents. I figured that would be the toughest stuff to use. But then I'm like, well, I don't, you know, they're on either side. I don't know. So I actually took it and wrapped the spine around a pencil. So this is me trying to decide how I was going to make that work, because those are crisscrossed. And they don't hang very well, see that? I do eventually figure out how to not make them look like that. By taking the straight one and then tucking the crisscrossed one underneath, so it's kind of forced to be straight, sort of, like that. See, that works much better. So see, I'll take that, tuck it under there, put it that way, and there we go. But I don't like how the spine is. So here you can see it's kind of curved now. That's because I dried it wrapped around a pencil. and then under some weight. So now it's a narrow spine. I don't know. I got it in my head. I wanted to use that piece of denim and was not doing very well, but I was determined to make it work. So determination wins out, right? So if I can get my sewing machine to work, I might give it a flap, but for right now, we're just leaving it as a basic journal cover. And now I am using a couple of Gina's stencils. This is one of her stencils. I will link it below. Well, you already have her store, but I will put the link for this as well in case you want to go straight to it. And the arrow one, I'm going to be using that one in a minute. So this is just gesso that I'm using, and I'm giving it a couple of coats because I want it to be nice and bright. So there we go. Now I'm trying to decide what I want to do next. And so to get the other to show up, I decided I would first put a layer of white and then go in with color. And this one I'm doing extra layers just to make sure that when I put the color on it, the color is bright. Okay, so now I am using my Dilutions paints, which I've had for a while, and I just decided to stir them up. They're clumpy, but I use them so little that all I use is just a small amount of them. I needed a little bit darker blue, which I don't have, so on goes the darker blue. Just patting it to blend it a little bit. Wanted to pull it off and look, but we got to do the other one first. So that was supposed to be purple, but I still had a lot of blue in my my stenciling brush. Pull out a little light blue. There we go. Alright, so reveal, yay. You know, I really liked the white edge, but I felt like it wasn't showing up. So I pulled out, gosh, I can't think of the name of these. These are Sharpies. They are for fabric. I didn't know that at the time. I just knew they were on clearance and they were different, and I grabbed them. But the paints I was using were not for fabric, so I don't plan on ever having to put this in the wash. Yeah, I don't feel like that made it any more stand out. But then I'm like, what else can I put on here? And I was thinking, I love to journal, and I wrote, I love to journey. It's done now. It's permanent. So we are turning this into, and what teenager doesn't like write all over their pair of jeans? Does that happen? It did when I was a teenager. Only if they were really, really old, raggedy jeans, though, because the parents would not be happy. So I decided to just graffiti up my page a little bit with art. Still thinking what to do. So this is a purple acrylic paint marker. I just want more on here. It needs more. I put a little heart on there. Put one down here too. I had to check and see if it was, bleeding. There's 2 layers of denim. It's probably not going to bleed, but I hadn't looked, so I wanted to look. And this one was also, it's still purple, so I decided just to make little squares, just randomly. You can see that white Sharpie there. It's oil-based. I don't know, I was thinking it would write on it, but it didn't. I feel like I still want more, so I'm going to stick another arrow on there. I'm just not sure where. I decided to do it at an angle. And this time I'm just tracing it. Oh, it's stained. That's what it's called. Sharpie stained. And I think these were actually marked clearance on accident. But I'm happy I got them. Now that one doesn't feel quite right. It needs more. I really want more white on here, so I'm just going to take out some craft paint and a really small paintbrush. We're going to paint. And then I decide I've got the paint out. I want to paint more. So we're gonna, I think I paint the heart. Should have painted both hearts. Did I paint? No, I don't remember. It's not perfect. It's a little absorbent. But I kind of like the shaded effect it gives. And that piece of denim is not exactly flat. So here I'm going around with the black, really wanting those arrows to pop out. And I think I'm just about finished. So don't forget to go to the blog and see all the other design team members. You can click links to their videos that way. We're all publishing on different days. Use my coupon Margel15 for a discount in Gina's store. And I hope you liked my video. If you did like the video, please hit like. Feel free to share, comment. And if you'd like to see more from me, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.